Is it true WR got her touched? That's what I've been hearing. Not sure if it's true. That's the problem. Her body wasn't cold, and we're already hearing things. This happens to us all the time. We hear too much too fast. I like dealing with what we can see first. What we can see in that video is a young lady getting smoked. The other lady not even whispering and turning off the phone and putting her face on camera. Those are the things we can see. The things we can hear is somebody came in, said, "Are you so-and-so?" She said, "Yeah." Boom, aired her. Those are the things that we can hear and see. Then instantly the internet is, "Hey, so-and-so and this person and this connection and that." And it's like, coño, man. Where does that leave us? That leaves us digging for the truth. And that's what this channel was built on, trying to find the truth at least. Ed the Hip Hop Guru said Double R had nothing to do with that. I'm glad you got the call, bro. Thank you for confirming that for us. We appreciate you as a source.
In Guadalajara, heartbreak filled the air as relatives and friends came together to say a final goodbye to 23-year-old beauty influencer and entrepreneur Valeria Marquez. The young woman, who had built a rising online following, was tragically shot and killed earlier this week while live streaming on TikTok, an attack that has sent shockwaves through Mexico and beyond. The funeral took place at St. Bernard Parish, where mourners gathered in solemn silence as her coffin was brought to the altar. A portrait of Valeria stood near the front of the church, surrounded by white flowers and tearful tributes. The mass was marked by deep emotion, from the priest's blessing of her casket to the soft applause of attendees, offering one last honor to her life. Outside, a heavy police presence underscored the weight of the tragedy. Authorities continue to investigate the incident as a possible femicide, a term used in Mexico for the gender-based killing of women, a crisis that has reached alarming...
I don't understand it. Femicide. The gender-based killing of women. Now, is this like some, what is it? Which one is it? China, Japan, where they don't really value the daughters like that? Huh? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. What is the desire to terminate someone simply because they're a woman? That's a thing. They say it like an epidemic, but I can't trust news outlets anymore, because I also watch them say all kind of wrong shit all the time anyway. So, is that a thing? Is this something we know of in Mexico, in the crime culture? Femicide? So that's it? Any random woman could just catch it anywhere? Then why all the work to make her stay there? And we're going to talk about that too. What's wrong? The hitman late for the hit? There's a lot of stupid shit going on over here. You know what I mean? But the femicide shit, I just wonder if it's something that they're blowing up. Or is that a thing? That you got to eradicate these motherfuckers, man. That's crazy. Based off gender. Hey, she's a woman, so I'm going to target her. To smoke her like she's a threat, like she's coming for me. What? Crazy.
Levels in the country. President Claudia Sheinbaum confirmed on Thursday that investigators are actively pursuing leads, while civil groups and women's rights advocates renewed urgent calls for protection and justice. Valeria's death is more than a personal loss. It's a national reminder of the dangers women still face daily, even in the spaces meant to uplift and...
The biggest lapel mic you will ever see in your life, hands-free. Thought Jalisco was supposed to be first world. What you mean? You talking about his microphone? Don't ever in your life talk about that man's microphone. Doing
empower them. Her vibrant presence, once full of promise and inspiration, was silenced in a moment. Now, her memory ignites a broader conversation about safety, justice, and change. As the nation mourns Valeria Marquez, her voice lives on through those demanding that this never happen again.
That shit is bananas. Can anybody attest to this femicide situation that I hear about on the news, where it's simply targeting women because they're women? This seems something way different from that, way sinister from that, and this seems like overkill, like a whole lot. I'll explain that as we go further, but let's get it. Gender-based homicide came about after women were targeted heavily in the 90s and early 2000s. And that's it, just targeted by what? By a bunch of ass dudes that don't get no ass by a bunch of incel pussies. That's crazy, dog. They needed to stop messing with the cartel at that moment. Find all of those motherfuckers, and then at the same time find the PDF files, throw them all in a cauldron, and set that motherfucker ablaze. You seen it all. When you think a motherfucker couldn't do nothing more nasty, nothing more evil, you hear the Diddy trial, or you hear, you know what I'm saying? You hear what happened to this young lady. You hear about these camps and these crematoriums. That shit's crazy.
Incident, 23-year-old Mexican beauty influencer Valeria Marquez was shot dead while live streaming on TikTok from her salon. Authorities say a man entered the salon and opened fire, killing her instantly. The case is now being investigated as femicide, and so far no suspects have been identified. Here's more on this deadly tragedy.
In a horrifying act of violence, 23-year-old Mexican beauty influencer Valeria Marquez was shot dead while live streaming from her beauty salon. This has shocked thousands of her fans who watched in real time. The brazen attack captured on camera has sparked nationwide outrage and renewed focus on Mexico's relentless wave of gender-based violence. According to Jalisco state prosecutors, a man entered Marquez's salon, blossomed the beauty lounge, and opened fire. He struck her once in the chest and twice in the head. The young influencer died instantly, and her final moments were witnessed by viewers on TikTok. The chilling video ended
I don't know if them going frame by frame just treated my whole life, but we'll
only
see.
when another person picked up her phone to stop the live stream.
Now look, picked up her phone and put her stupid face on camera. This lady didn't make a sound. This lady didn't scream. She didn't run. The moment old girl's body slumped over, this putana picked up the phone and stopped the stream.
No panic.
No panic. No worry.
No worries. No panic.
Like a rookie that didn't know she was supposed to put on an uncho. The moment she did it, dude was like, pendeja, canto estúpida, desgracia. What'd you just do? You put your face on camera, pendeja. Supposed to be her friend or employee. I don't know if this is Erica or Vivian, or I don't know which one. That wasn't femicidio, which is a word that shouldn't exist, which is a thing that shouldn't exist. It sounds so stupid that there's dudes out there that's just, so what? So are there other guys that are anti that and they just want to go smoke men? Like, what are we talking about? Are there women that just want to smoke men? What are we talking about? The hip hop guru says she was involved. I would say, with no information, now there's already text messages out there that they say are from between her and old girl or one of them girls that work with her. And that girl, there's also text messages between that person and the person who set this all up. But if I don't have none of that information, let's just say all of that is fake and AI, just from looking at this video alone, the one thing I do know for sure, two things I know for sure. Somebody came in there and smoked old girl, and this person right here on the screen was in on it. Those are the only things I know for sure from watching this video. I know for sure that if this is the Erica girl, she was holding her there because the girl kept telling her, I want to go home. I don't want to wait. She keeps telling me I got to wait. I don't want to wait here. I want to go. I want to get out of here. I saw parts of the stream where the girl was saying, I'm living a new life. I let go of everything. I'm just about business, getting my money. She said, I let go of the bandidos. Is that part of this story? Her having a history with some of these cartel p***s? If you could creep her, you could keep her. If you could grab her, you could have her. That's, to me, a gangster's mentality. Get this trifling bitch out of here. To go smoke her, whole different level of sociopath. I can't cheer that. I can't call that a gangster. I can't call that a tough guy. That's hoishness. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong in the chat. Why does she feel so comfy to grab the phone after? Comfortable and aware, conscious that the live stream is on, but unconscious that the dumb bitch turned it and put it in her own face. She knew that girl was live streaming. Here's another thing. And again, I want to go through the video and break it down, but she kept trying to keep the girl there, keep the girl there. Bruh, it's her salon. What, the hitman was running late? The hitman had to catch a bus or something? What's the hold up? We had to do the whole thing with the bed, with the pig, the little pig, stuffed pig and all that shit. They close at 4 o'clock, bro. Show up at 3:30. Handle your business. What's all the hold her there, keep her there, all this bullshit? I don't know. I don't get it. She was in on it, in my opinion. I don't think there's any question. You can't get smoked and then old girl just grab the phone, conscious that there's a live, but too stupid to realize she about to put her face on it before she hits the button. Because she's a dum-dum, okay?
Yo vivo tranquila con la penetration. Cállate, hijo puta. Y la cagó, mira, y se...
La cagó. That was my first thought too. No screaming or nada. Plus, they started deleting her accounts. I mean, they knew what they did was going to be on a live stream. All of the people involved in this know that she's a live streamer, know that she owns that salon, and knew that she was there. They had to try to delete that shit. I hope nobody seen it. Are you people fucking stupid? This is some Scooby-Doo shit right here. And a 24-year-old's gone over it. A 24-year-old businesswoman who's getting her money. It could be deeper than that. Maybe she saw something she wasn't supposed to see. I'm hoping it's more than just a heartbroken pendejo somewhere. Now, instantaneously, when this happened, in the live chat, we started hearing about it, and we started hearing about Doble R, but we're going to get to that. Let me finish this video.
Moments before her death, Marquez had been chatting casually on her live stream.
No.
She was cradling a toy, unaware of the horror that was about to unfold. She appeared visibly uneasy as she mentioned a recent incident where someone had tried to deliver her an expensive gift while she was away. That sense of unease turned fatal when a man reportedly posing as a delivery person entered the salon and shot her at point-blank range. Local media speculates that Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, a known drug cartel linked...
Local media speculates. Are they just throwing... This is the media we're talking about. We've already seen that they're bought and paid for by one side or the other. Bought and paid for by governments, not just in Mexico, everywhere. How many companies own the United States media that comes out of here? What are we talking about? It's all skewed. Speculated. Who is El Doble R, double R, cartel leader linked to Valeria Marquez's live stream unaliving. Ricardo Ruiz Velasco has been linked to the unaliving of Valeria Marquez, 23-year-old influencer who was unalived during a live stream at her beauty salon.
to the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel could be connected to the killing.
Jalisco authorities report that the suspect had been involved in a romantic relationship with Marquez for months. He was allegedly angry with her because she received expensive gifts from her fans. Bruh, miss me with the free this one and puro that one. Fuck these dudes, man. That's hoishness. How could you vouch for these empty motherfuckers, man? I'm mad. Her fans are sending her gifts. Again, this could not be the answer. This could be bullshit too. But come on, if you smoking 23-year-olds, because she ain't even give it up to nobody else that you know of, if this is true. She just got gifts. But it's because in Mexico and Tijuana, they had a whole area where women were being raped and unalived, and it wasn't one individual, became a copycat thing. See? Yeah, that's crazy talk, boy. Yeah, become a cult. I believe femicide is a thing, but this case wasn't it. Femicide was big. Not sure if it still goes on in Juarez with female factory workers. That's crazy. Was she getting her money? Was she getting her own money or laundering it? I don't know. Maybe that's the deeper thing. Maybe they had their claws in her. Listen, bro, when you see dude's picture, she wasn't with him for his looks. That ain't it. She knew what she was. Miss me with the, y'all want a 6'5" handsome bullshit. Miss me with the bullshit. I give you a fucking gremlin. He got enough fucking power and money, you gonna go smash that fucking gremlin and do whatever he want. All of the dittiness. They tend to use femicide whenever it's a crime of passion, I feel. That's crazy talk. I guess if there's a bigger charge on it, I guess that's a reason to do it. But if you're just doing it to create fear and create these buzzwords, and I don't know what you're talking about. Domestic violence is one of law enforcement's worst calls because people are acting on emotions. That's all they got. That's all they know how to do. emotionally unintelligent, unstable, and bien pendejo. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say she deserved it because no one does. Well, some do, but that's what happens when you get in their life. That's the cost. Again, either way, it's fucked up. But if it's just over stupidity, she getting gifts, and he's crying, I miss her. What the fuck are we talking about here? If it's deeper than that and she stole some money, skimmed off the top, gave it to her other dude, you know, all right, maybe. All I know is the worst happened to her, and if it happened over some cake shit, that's just some sucker shit. And people want to walk around pumping up suckers and shit. Fuck out of here. She supposedly had made a post previously that said if anything happened to her, it was her ex, but never mentioned his name.
Reports allege that Velasco had been romantically involved with the influencer and was angered by the gifts she received from admirers.
No, mom.
Authorities are yet to identify the suspect, but the case is being investigated as a femicide. The targeted killing of women because of their gender. Human Rights Watch has pointed to systematic failures in protecting victims and investigating gender-based crimes. In 2023, Mexico ranked among the worst countries in Latin America for femicide rates, a grim reflection of ongoing impunity and...
But what happens to these guys that do this? They're not taken out in the street and stoned? Bury them motherfuckers up to here. Handle your business. I watch dudes in the Dominican Republic get smacked all the way down the street by everybody that they try to steal from on the bus. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? What happens to these guys that do this to these women? They're not trampled in the street.
Institutional neglect. In Mexico, such brutal crimes are tragically common. According to the Mexico Peace Index of 2025, femicides made up 19.8% of female homicides in 2015, which resulted in 428 deaths. This has risen to 24.2% by 2024, with 829 women dead. Valeria Marquez was a rising star in Mexico's influencer scene. She was known for her tutorials and relatable content. With nearly 200,000 followers across TikTok and Instagram, she had built a loyal fan base who now mourn the sudden loss of a young life cut short by senseless violence. As forensic experts comb through evidence and the search for Valeria Marquez's killer intensifies, her death stands as a heartbreaking reminder of the deadly consequences of gender violence in Mexico. A crisis that shows no signs of slowing down.
She looked like she had no worries in the world. Her biggest concern was, let me turn this live stream off. And it's so stupid too. She's aware there's a live stream happening. She says, I gotta turn it off. You already did the deed. You know what she could have easily done? When dude walked in and started asking her questions, she could have just grabbed the phone and turned it off. Before he did anything. She could have just grabbed the phone, turned it off. We wouldn't have saw shit. We would have heard about it. But the fact that she knew there was a live stream, it was done already. She was just a bad news bear. She did everything wrong. Except for keeping her girl there. She kept her girl there. She played on her girl's naivety and kept her there. What does an influencer, luxury gifts, and one of the most violent leaders of the CJNG have in common? 23-year-old influencer taken out in her place of business, 23 years old, all that good stuff. Broad daylight. But the most chilling thing, not the crime, but who could be behind it. The influencer who was tragically silenced, and the alleged involvement of Ricardo Ruiz Velasco. There's the gremlin right there. Alias El Doble R. One of the most feared figures in the Mexican rug trade. But that's the thing. He's that's his job, Mexican rug trade, but he's not no rug dealer. He's a sociopath. You know what I'm saying? That's two different things as far as you ask me. The twins so dope. They was drug dealers. Once these guys get to smoking people for fun, all that shit, you're not smoking your enemy and this and that. Old ladies and kids and girls, little girls she had a little fucking stuffed pig in her fucking hand. Nah, get the fuck out of here. The social media blew up this week. The attack was swift and accurate. A man posing as a delivery man entered the establishment and shot her twice. Actually, I believe it was 3 times. From my understanding, hit her right in the chest. She looked down, and then she took 2 in the top. And that was it. Quick. He triple tapped her. Seconds, over with. As soon as the smoke settled and she fell over, boom, The dumb bitch picked up the phone.
Pero las autoridades de Jalisco apuntaron rápidamente a un hombre, Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, alias el WR.
But authorities quickly pointed. So what the fuck did y'all know? And if y'all knew something, why y'all didn't put nothing in play? And can you even do anything with that guy? Can you even go get him? How much power does he got? Unfortunately, this young lady's unaliving is just going to be another inconsequential situation for the people involved. I do believe that the woman involved will end up finding her body somewhere, if it hasn't happened already. He's second or third in command to the CJNG. If he's second or third in command to the CJNG, what's he worried about his heart for and the 23-year-old? So does that mean he gets away with this? Like the whole CJNG got to go down for him to go down? That's how much power he got? So what he doing walking into a place, delivery guy? And guess what? He couldn't have been the one that did it. If that's her ex, he couldn't have been the one that did it. Why? Because she didn't recognize the person that came in. Now, they say he had a mask. Well, what kind of mask are we talking? COVID. That's all I could think of because she didn't freak out like, oh, there's a masked man. She didn't look up like, it's a fucking mask.
No panic.
No panic from nobody. So it couldn't have been him that ran up. But let's just say it is. If it is, what's the third in command of CJNG chasing down little girls for, man? Is it principle or is it heartbreak? If it's cake shit, I don't honor that from a bum, let alone a kingpin. I don't honor sucker shit from somebody that got nothing than from somebody who got power. According to investigations, Valeria had been in a relationship with Double R for several months. The young woman frequently shared on social media the gifts she received from her followers. Designer perfumes, exclusive bags, expensive jewelry. It's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Just like the TikTok, it's a hustle. I thought these dudes had money. I thought they were rich. He can't splurge on his chick. He can't splurge on her. Since when does your delivery man wear a mask? I'm just saying. There was no panic, right? They said he had a mask. That's what I'm asking. The only logical mask would be bacteria mask. That'd be the only thing logical. Because nobody freaked out. He didn't come in there with a skull face mask and no crazy shit. Nobody freaked out about nothing. So she didn't recognize who it was that did this to her. And she never even realized that her homegirl did it to her. When she was sitting there doing the live stream and she said she keep keeping me here, what if they trying to smoke me? She said it. She said it out loud out of her mouth. What if I don't get through this? What if I don't survive this? That thought ran through her head as a joke, but it ran through her head. Why? Because something was off. Why you holding me here? But he didn't walk in. Because if she been dealing with him and he walked in, you're going to see her eyes bug the out. And then she gets smoked. But none of that happened. Strange. Stranger than fiction. You're right. What we have to worry about is if the third in command just stop fucking with her and get yourself a new one. Maybe an ego thing. It's all it is. Too much power. Followers will follow you blindly. If they really feel like you look like a sucker, they ain't going to fuck with you. They're allowing sucker shit. That's sucker shit. And guess what? If you the third in command, you got to do it like this. What's the whole setup for? What's the wait for her? Wait for them. Oh, they're going to bring a gift. What's all the wait for? You needed a professional assassin to come get her? I'm not understanding why there was a whole plan with some girl that you could have caught walking up to her car. From the looks of it. She's on a fucking live stream, bro. You know where she's at. So is the media and is the police just throwing this guy's name into it? Just like the IG models that be taking flights and going on shopping sprees on these simps dimes till they end up with one of them that's power hungry and he decided he's going to take one out this time. The guy that decided he's going to pin you to the wall this time. The little King Joffrey, for those that watch Game of Thrones, little Joffreys of the world out there. It's little bloodthirsty trolls and shit. All right, so they're trying to give us the angle that she's getting jewelry and stuff from her fans, and he's involved with her somehow, and it deeply upset him. Who allegedly saw these gifts as a form of symbolic infidelity. That's super Kate. Imagine he caught her in the room with somebody. Oh man.
No, mommy's wait.
He probably off. He'd be so mad. He probably off himself just to show how gangster he is. But that's the picture that they're selling us here. I don't know that that's true. That's probably not even true. It's very quick for them to say, boom. Now, if there's proof out there she been dealing with dude, then this goes deeper than, but it's just all strange. I know that he didn't walk in there. Because she didn't recognize the person that did this to her. So she
el
posted some gifts, and a couple hours later she was done. Well, if we believe that there was a setup, it was planned out before she live streamed that gift. It's been in the works. And they said that she had another gift that was expensive that they tried to deliver while she wasn't there. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not too. It's the same as when Nipsey Hussle passed, and the first thing everybody started talking about the day of is, oh, he called him a rat. He called him a rat. He called him a rat. Who said that? How y'all know so fast? And that shit lived on forever. It's ridiculous. Shout out Zorada. Feliz Viernes. Salutes Velez. Supposedly the delivery person had been there earlier, saying he had to personally deliver the very expensive gift that was sent. Seems like they wanted to unalive her in the shop. I'm pretty sure she was waiting in the shop for a long time. You know? The delivery guy was there. The delivery person had come probably. You don't mean earlier that day. You mean earlier. Because that's probably when he came to deliver that expensive gift. Yeah. Maybe they missed their opportunity the first time. Right? But this time around, it's like she was there waiting. She was there long enough to do a live stream is what I don't understand. Where was dude? Watching the live stream in the car? Waiting for his moment? Like what? His moment for what? For her to put down her ninja stars? And her motherfucking nunchucks? And her hammers? She was sitting there with a plush pig. She was sitting there talking about how she didn't want to be online no more. She wanted to go home. You third in command. You should have plenty of hitters at your expense to handle this. And it's probably what happened. But they instantly put it on dude. To understand the back of this story, you need to know who Double R is. He's considered one of the most dangerous leaders of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, heading one of the most violent armed cells. His criminal record is stained in blood, and it ain't the first time he's been linked to the unaliving of a woman. So this is his game then, if that's the case. In 2012, he was linked to the unaliving of Venezuelan Daisy Ferrer Arenas, whose flesh was found in a canal. He's also connected to the Pirata Culiacan. He's also connected to that hit. El Pirata was unalived on December 19, 2017 for dropping a video where he said something horribly negative and disrespectful to El Mencho. So horrible that it cost him his life. Which they were already going to take him out by the liver anyway, just giving him money on the internet. That kid was a drunk mess. He said Double R is behind all those cases. But not everything in this story is blood and violence. Last December, missed me with that shit. There was video dropped of CJNG soldiers distributing gifts on the streets of Jalisco. Stop it. Sorry, they were giving families gifts and stuff. The families were attending a Christmas parade. According to authorities, it was an act of propaganda for organized crime. I mean, ain't it? Ain't it like those parties where they go and they pick which one of your daughters they want to take with them when they're 15? It's crazy work if that's true. He's involved in all the unalivings. I would have thought Lotier Alucin would have taken Pirata out. So that giveaway was directly linked to Double R, which was sought to gain sympathy in the territory. In territories and control the vulnerable areas. Yeah, the people are everything. Vulnerable is the word. That's what they are. Crescencio Sandoval confirmed that a meeting between the Double R and the APA,
mando del CJNG, provocó
another CJNG command, sparked
una jornada violenta en Jalisco,
a day of violence in Jalisco. Look at that shit.
Guanajuato, dejando decenas de muertos y bloqueos en las
leaving dozens unalived. He just says she's the tip of the iceberg, and behind this tragic web of lies, it's power, emotional control,
violencia brutal que parece
and brutal violence
no tener fin.
That seems to have no end. Or was it her closeness to a criminal leader that determined her sentence? Or was it her freedom to express herself as she pleased on social media that sealed her fate? Leave us your opinion. My opinion is, man, the sucker shit just don't stop, boy. Rumor has it wasn't Double R because he doesn't control that area. He controls a different area. The media just wants to blame it on someone who has more clout. I don't doubt that. That's very possible. And that's unfortunate. It's like, damn, do you really care? No one's been identified as responsible for the unaliving of TikToker Valeria Marquez, according to the state prosecutor's office in Jalisco. All these f***ing letters. El RR, or double R, being responsible for the unaliving of Valeria rumor is unfounded according to sources. I would believe that too. They don't believe it here either. Sources don't believe that he had anything to do with that shit either. Sources are like, whatever. The agency confirmed that the investigation is being conducted under the femicide protocol and asked that women not be re-victimized. I hate when they attach political shit to something real. It's like what they did with that little girl, Dana Sofia Perez, when Mika Trevino pimped her name for a fucking news story. Following posts pointing to an alleged criminal leader in the unaliving of TikToker Valeria Marquez, the Jalisco Attorney General's office clarified that no specific person has been charged with the crime so far. All right. In light of the press reports that directly point to the alleged perpetrators of the unaliving of a woman reported yesterday in Zapopan, the State Attorney General office clarifies that at this time there's no specific charge against a specific person in the investigation, reads the statement issued late Wednesday. It also stated that the posts and videos disseminated on social media are already part of the investigation. I would hope so. Ministerial statements as well as other evidence, mainly social media posts and videos, are part of the investigation, are being processed and analyzed, the state agency stated. It's a circle jerk. We're processing it. We're investigating it. We're looking into it. We'll see what happens. The investigation file remains in compliance with the femicide protocol. The law enforcement agency also called for avoiding the re-victimization of women during investigations into crimes, especially those related to gender-based violence. Miss me with the gender-based violence if there was another woman there that quietly turned off the live stream and, from what we know, left alive. Take it off the table. This was clearly a hit. We saw it. Only thing we didn't see was whatever was standing in front of Valeria. Now, did the salon have cameras? Because the media outlet said he had a mask, but who the f knows? Who'd you talk to? The girl that was in there that turned off the live stream? Who knows? It was out of jealousy, I'm sure. That's a weekend. Yo, humans fucking suck. If we could smoke people out of jealousy, that is the softest, pussiest, punkest, fucking hoestest. I can't figure out other names for it. That's just some dirty, filthy, lame shit right there. I'm jealous. I'm going to go smoke everything. Yeah, it always existed. Which is why I say, if the human hands were harder than the human skull, we'd be extinct a long time ago. Since Cain slew Abel. Facts. This comes after social media users attacked her for her complexion and lifestyle. So trolls get a say-so in the world. We give those bitches too much power, which she exposed on her social media accounts. TikToker Valeria Marquez was unalived. Okay, we know all this. The attacker was a man who pretended to give her a gift and had already picked her up. What? Wrong. The crime was recorded in a live broadcast on TikTok platform. TikTok Valeria Marquez was sent off by family and friends with a funeral mass in Jalisco. Her loved ones, dressed in white, attended the San Bernardo Church in Mezquitan country neighborhood of Guadalajara, where the Eucharistic celebration was held. What the f*** is Eucharistic? Don't bring me Mexican words with a lot of Z's and J's and A's and R's and then throw Eucharistic in there too. What the fuck? Valeria's coffin was placed at the foot of the altar and next to it a large photograph of Valeria. We thank you on behalf of the Marquez family and the Lopez family for accompanying us in this painful moment. We're going to say goodbye to our beloved one, and may God welcome her, his eternal kingdom, and with open arms, said her aunt. Her loved ones responded with applause. One of her aunts also remembered her as a joyful young woman and said she believed in divine justice. Valeria was unalive Tuesday afternoon during a TikTok broadcast. My point is, she could have turned it off before old girl got smoked. We wouldn't have known nothing about it until they decided to tell us. She was on a live stream. People saw that shit. People just like you saw that shit. PTSD reaction or lack thereof. I don't see no PTSD. You know why? She had the wherewithal to turn that motherfucking camera off. Before she said, "Ay, coño, Cesar, casi me mata a mi, hijo de puta." Before she got to say all of that, she turned that motherfucker off. She thinking. She might have fucked up and put her face on camera, bien pendeja, but she was thinking to turn it off. I don't believe the whole narrative with the doble R and all of that shit. But whoever did that shit to her, for whatever reason, whatever you plan to gain from that, may your family feel that shit for generations and generations to come. And may it be your motherfucking fault. Look at Cassie. Girls make stupid fucking decisions at 20, 21, 22. She seemed to be doing her thing. Maybe she got in with the wrong crowd. If this is just a random act and she didn't do nothing to nobody, some dirty shit. Valeria Marquez, 23, voiced her fear in a live TikTok video just before her motorbike riding unaliver struck Tuesday while pretending to deliver a gift in her Blossom the Beauty Lounge salon in Jalisco, Mexico. Maybe they were going to unalive me, she said during a live stream without making clear exactly whom she was referring to. The man had posed hours earlier as a delivery driver accompanied by another man on a motorcycle who said he had an expensive gift to deliver to the blonde bombshell who boasted nearly 200,000 followers on TikTok and IG. A person had appeared to pick up Marquez's phone with their face briefly showing on live stream before the video ended. You stupid. While the unaliver hasn't been identified, the region is firmly controlled by one of the most powerful cartels in the Mexico, Jalisco New Generation cartel. Hitmen with guns on cartel and hitmen with hammers on motorcycles, known locally as sicarios, similarly target individuals, the spokesperson said. The aggressor arrived asking if Marquez was there, so it appears he didn't know her. How? I don't believe that. She's a live streamer. This is her live streams. This is what she looks like. He didn't have to ask shit. He knew who he was talking to. He was just being clear. He could have just opened the door. Bow, 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 bow. Gone. Everybody gone.
That's usually how that happens, though.
That's usually how that happens.
That's usually how that happens. No witnesses.
Shout out Velez. Might have got the money the same way the Sinaloa YouTubers got theirs. With that, you can deduce without jumping to conclusion that this was a person who was paid. It was obviously someone who came with a purpose. Yeah, he came late a whole bunch of times. Rodriguez said authorities are also investigating whether her death was connected to the unaliving of a former congressman just hours earlier in the same area of Guadalajara, also carried out by a hammer-wielding men on motorcycles inside a shopping mall. Well, here's why I'll say that's not connected. Because the guy was there earlier, and the guy was late, and they made the girl wait. So the fact that those things happened at the same time, if you ask me, are just coincidence. Marquez unaliving has brought the femicide epidemic in Mexico into sharp focus. I believe they're connecting nothing there. Since 2001, at least 50,000 women have been unalived in Mexico. Man. Around 10 women or girls are unalived every day in the Latin American nation. But few have drawn as much attention as Marquez, who had crafted an online image of luxury, posing on yachts by private jets and high-end boutiques. She got herself in the mess with the wrong bandidos. She said, I started analyzing everything that makes me jealous and I have problems in my head. Maybe she was a toxica. Did she deserve to go the way she did? No. What she deserved was to be alone until she could figure out how to be a woman for a man and learn her lessons. She wasn't given that opportunity. Maybe she was into arguing all the time and being jealous and bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Was it worth what happened to her? No.